It's Thursday night here on Ticket Talk tonight, guys. What is good? My Lord. Earlier today we went on sale with TicketCon 2026 in the Big Easy in New Orleans. We have so much fantastic interest and plan. I got hit up with you guys all day with questions regarding TicketCon. So definitely come one-day event officially with the main agenda from 3 to 10 on Sunday, July 26th. For folks that come in on Saturday night, we're going to have a pre-happy hour event. We're also going to have a Monday morning coffee meetup. So it is technically like a 3-day event, but our main event is Sunday, July 26th. I'd love for all of you to attend. And a lot of people are asking me, is this for resellers? Yes, it's for resellers. It's for live event enthusiasts. It's for ticketing folks. It's for NEVA folks. We're not discriminating anybody. Anybody is welcome to come to TicketCon, even fans that are passionate with live events. I had a couple fans text me saying, Scott, I want to come to TicketCon. So we want to bring the entire ticketing ecosystem together. It's not just resellers. It's not just fans. It's not just live event enthusiasts. It's not just rights holders. I want to bring the entire community together because I'm all about free speech. And even my critics that may not even like me, you're welcome to attend TicketCon. Link is in my bio on X, or if you're watching on LinkedIn, you can buy TicketCon passes right now. And make sure you do before it's sold out. A lot of you guys didn't believe me, my Discord was sold out, but I can tell you right now, we will cap TicketCon 2026. We have a fire marshal coming in the room, so we can only fit approximately 100 to 150 people for this event. So don't be surprised if it sells out soon. I'm just saying. Definitely come to TicketCon. Looking for sponsors also for the event. Want you guys to come. It's going to be a great event. Also, we're going to take any questions here throughout the show as we go over Super Bowl pricing. So, guys, feel free. Don't be shy. Ask questions, and we will obviously answer them. Let's take a look at that ticket get-in chart, and we are breaking news below $4,000 for the Super Bowl for the first time. We started, like 11 days ago at 6,279 after the AFC NFC Championship. We're on Thursday night here before the Super Bowl at 3,924. My Lord, isn't it funny that I offered On Location on Monday afternoon, 5,200 per seat, and they declined it? How stupid can you be? And it is down to 3,924. How low can it go? Let's take a look at the SeatGeek map as I'm going to show you guys kind of the Doppler radar for the Super Bowl, really my anticipation of the volume, what's going on, and so forth. So if you look on SeatGeek, the price is a little bit more because they obviously bake in fees. We take most of our data from Ticket Data, which tends to be cheaper than SeatGeek most of the time, all in. That's why it's about $300 cheaper than what SeatGeek is showing now. But SeatGeek is definitely broadcasting On Location's direct inventory. As you see, they're the only site besides Ticketmaster that is authenticated NFL tickets. And we look at the manifest here, which is the map. We still see quite a bit of inventory across the bowl. Really not much movement today at all. What are we hearing? New England Patriots fans obviously are not traveling much at all. The Seahawks fans that we are talking to are looking for the get-ins. They're not looking for these upper echelon seats that the corporate Silicon Valley folks bought. They're looking for these $4,000, $3,900 get-ins for the game. They're definitely not looking to be squeezed like they are. So kind of similar to the national championship with Indiana, this is definitely a get-in Super Bowl event. If you would have told me this 2-3 months ago, I'd be like, look, in Silicon Valley, there's a lot of money here. May not be a get-in type of Super Bowl, but with the matchup, the state of the matchup, not very fancy teams. Patriots have been there a million times. Seattle's been good throughout the years too. We kind of gave Seattle fan base a little too much credit. They've been in 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls throughout the last 25 years. So like their fan base is used to winning, and they're not buying. They're not as excited as we anticipated that the Seahawks fan base would be. So what does that do? On Location prices the Super Bowl extremely high, right? They were obviously hoping that they would get prices. They're like, you know what? We're in Silicon Valley. There's plenty of money to be made. And what happened is that their analytics team messed up, priced extremely high. Let's show the chart again, MCF, so we can kind of like go over the logistics. Go bring up the chart of pricing. So if you look at that 6,609 the Monday 10 days ago, the get in 6,609, it is just horrific analytics and ticketing that basically that you knew on Monday, January 26th, that you had nowhere to go but downwards, specifically on the Super Bowl. So whoever advised the analytics team, the pricing team with On Location, made a monumental mistake that will probably cost them millions of dollars in overall revenue. Now, if I were myself, it's obviously easy to criticize now as we are 10 days in the future, but we realize that this was not a fancy matchup. What happens if they hypothetically were to price the Super Bowl that Sunday, Monday at about 4,800? I guarantee you they would have had so many more sales at 4,800 than they had at 6,000. Look what they did now. If you create an alternate universe, 4,800 on the 26th. Do you think it goes down to 3,924? I don't know. They might have sold so much, they might have driven up demand because they would have less supply to sell. So, as a pricer, as an economics, it's never good to price high. It's good to price kind of medium where you have the chance to go up in price instead of down. And that's kind of like economics 101 if you guys paid attention in high school or college in micro macro economics, because this is where they teach you. And apparently the On Location staff did not pay attention in economics class in high school or college, because they definitely priced this Super Bowl horrifically. And as we know it, it is a race to the bottom effect for Super Bowl 60 on Sunday. So obviously over the next 72 hours, 40, 60 hours, whatever it is, we'll be covering Super Bowl all weekend long. Could we get below 3,000? Definitely a possibility. There's a lot of inventory to be sold out there. We could have a buy on Friday, have a little dead cat bounce. That's possible too. It's really going to be interesting movement tomorrow because lots of things happen in ticket markets on Friday. People get paid. I think we'll see some Seahawks fans pulling the trigger tomorrow. Obviously, there's a lot of folks, a lot of inventory, boots on ground, which I'll get reports tomorrow in Santa Clara and San Francisco. So we'll have updates all weekend long for Super Bowl 60. We're the only ticket network that covers Super Bowl tickets 24/7. Before we leave the show tonight, I want to go over a discussion on LinkedIn regarding ticket legislation on LinkedIn. And we're really going to dive back into this next week after the Super Bowl. And so forth. So Alex Torres, who I think is one of the worst lobbyists of all time. He does a good job. He puts on a suit. Let's show him here. He's obviously a suit guy, lobbyist in Sacramento, California. So what's happening in California is that obviously he's leading the lobbyists to have, obviously, working with NEVA, the Independent Venue Association, to really create a price cap and a market where fans will be closed and basically give these venues and basically up the price for fans tickets galore. And, you know, I'm never too shy on these things. And I put on this afternoon translation, Alex wants to send fans to scammers to buy tickets. This is what happens when you do price caps and closed ticket markets, because fans have nowhere else to buy if venues are sold out. That's exactly what happens. We have case studies that happens in Europe. It happens in Aussie. It happens everywhere else. And if we go through replies, we definitely always obviously debate. And here's the thing about Randy Nichols. We always have level-headed debates. We don't really like get into like swear words and stuff, but somebody sweared at me, and I'm trying to find it here. So give me he might have took it down because it got really ugly for a second. And there's obviously a lot of comments here, but one guy told me to go F myself.
Go back up.
Did you see it? I think
yes. Go back up and hit previous replies.
You know, LinkedIn makes it
underneath that. Hold on, go down. See where it says see previous replies.
See comments right here, right?
Yeah, click that. But there's also a see where it says see previous replies.
Yeah. Here we go.
There you go.
Let me see if this is the guy that swore at me. I think he took out a swear word. Scott Freeman, if you're so good for actors, he told me to go F myself. I think he took that out, MCF. Because earlier today he told me to go F myself, and I think he took that language out. And I told Shelton to come on the show. These guys are so scared to debate me. Like, it's all about speech and debate. Like, don't we learn that in high school? Like, these guys are too afraid. They're obviously our keyboard warriors, and obviously will debate on LinkedIn and tell me to go F myself. I think he took that down, but he won't come on Ticket Talk tonight to debate me. And this guy is just like a stupid venue guy. He works in Phoenix. Let's pull up his profile. Concert promoter, venue, arts advocate, just some guy. PsychoSteve.com. Like, he calls himself a psycho. And I tell you guys, the guy told me to go F myself. And then he took it down. But this is the kind of guys we're dealing with. Psycho Steve, who promotes tickets at this stupid small venue in Arizona and wants price caps and wants to gouge you more. And I guarantee you, he allegedly, and I'm not accusing him of this, I bet you he allegedly does backdoor deals. He's the type of guy that probably allegedly does backdoor deals to pocket more cash. And look at all these concepts. This is just an example, guys. Let's see how many sold out shows he has coming up. This is all garbage. I've never even heard of half these bands. Canceled shows, hasn't sold enough tickets. This is the only show that's a Snow Strippers show by Evangelina Anna Luna. Have you heard of any of these acts, MCF? He's talking about closed ticket markets. He can't even sell tickets to half these acts. Let's look at the manifest for half these acts. This is where these guys are so clueless. Not even sold out. I mean, he's just essentially what he's doing. You can pull the screen up. Is that Psycho Steve guy is essentially what he's doing is creating closed ticket markets for his own good. So, like, these politicians, these venue guys, like, think, oh, we're playing good guys. Scalpers are the bad guy. But what he's going to do, if the state of California creates price caps for these small venues, they can't for sports because folks would tell them go sayonara, and they would move the Lakers, Dodgers, Chargers, Rams out of the state because sports teams utilize the secondary market, as crazy as that sounds for folks that don't follow consolidated deals and so forth. But for like these small music venues across like California and across the US, it definitely will create folks to buy on Facebook Marketplace, to buy on scams, because literally they have these 10% caps and they close these markets, fans will have nowhere to purchase tickets from their lovely Louis Vuitton wallets but to go to scams. And that's exactly what will happen. I've been trying to educate Randy Nichols. I've been trying to educate the politicians about this, and I'll continue to do so till the end of time. But it's just absolutely exhausting. So we invite those guys, Psycho Steve. We invite Randy to come back on. We invite them to come to TicketCon in July at Producer MCF's conference, in my conference, to come and have a civil conversation about it, of the pros and cons of a closed market versus an open market, because that's all that I care about. And you guys hear me too. I hate the bad actors in ticketing. I hate that the folks on the secondary. I hate that sites like StubHub do bad things to punish resellers. We hate that. We're all about having an open market. We're all about working with good and honest resellers that make an honest living as a capitalist to earn a living. That's okay. But what the other side doesn't get neither is that we lose a lot. And for less demand events that we buy tickets for, the artist benefits that those tickets never would be sold in a scenario where you price cap markets, because brokers would not be able to buy them with the opportunity not to make a profit. So like that's where like Randy and these guys have their heads on so twisted that they don't realize what a closed ticket market would do for their Louis Vuitton wallet bottom lines for their bands. And that's what I want to talk about. And that's what I was talking to Randy about. Like, Randy, this is more of a numbers thing. This isn't about your artists. This is about your bands getting screwed with these price caps. So We got to really talk economics. We really got to get more analytical to show them how much of a price cap market will harm their ticket revenue in the long run for the majority of their shows. So obviously that's my 2 cents tonight on that. If you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. We'll be down at Coalition of Ticket Fairness too. And I'm going to host a panel down there. And, Jason Berg and those guys, they do this every single day. They work a lot better with politicians than I do because I'm just kind of a loose cannon and I just speak how it is. And that's how I always will be. But, I'm going to go down to CTF with an open mind, have discussions with some of these politicians that attend, and give them my 2 cents of a closed market versus an open market. So, but I think we agree on the bad actor issues. I mean, there really isn't much disagreement. And I've told Randy that the last year we've talked to him. So that's that. It's my little talk on ticket legislation. But back tomorrow, we'll be covering Super Bowl all day tomorrow. Maybe we'll check on with On Location today or tomorrow. We had a rep that screened us pretty good. So I don't know. I may have to get more creative tomorrow when we give them a call. I may have to have MCF give them a call and hear from a different voice. And, obviously on a recorded line too, because I think we're getting screened pretty good since our little craziness day on Monday with On Location. But keep posted. DM me with all of your intel here on Ticket Talk. We'll be around all weekend talking Super Bowl, talking live events. Going to check out the Super Bowl parties, those tickets around too. MCF's boys, Dave Chappelle, I think he's at Chase Center tomorrow. He was at some smaller venues too. So we'll pay attention to the tickets around the Super Bowl weekend and also look into Waste Management, the biggest party event of the year on the PGA Tour this weekend. And obviously always DM me with any of your intel. We greatly appreciate your support. Give us a thumbs up, like all of our videos, like our posts. If you're in the car, definitely go to tickettalknetwork.com and check out our Spotify channel where you can catch all of our episodes, all of our 300 plus episodes on Spotify, in your car, on the road, whenever. We're your main live event, Ticket Talk Network. Best place to follow for all live events. Tell your friends to tune in too. And most importantly, stay lean and clean. Talk